Hi guys, welcome. There has been another release of Calamares, and this ISO that I just built like 5 seconds ago, right, has the new Calamares and everything is just fine. And indeed it has also ArcoLinux Tweak Tool, not ArcoLinux Tweak Tool anymore. I'm just going to play around and it will give you an overview of what the ArcoLinux Tweak Tool can do. And the point is, the idea for the coming months is to make a really like GNOME Tweak Tool and others, right? Make an ArcoLinux Tweak Tool. So it should not matter if it's on Arch or on Kali or on ALCI or Riser or ArcoLinux or EndeavourOS or Garuda, right? I stop there and we'll see how far it leads us. But it's an interesting project. It's Python and GTK together and learning, and it's a challenge for me, right? So let's go over to some of the details of this tool. If you want to auto start something, it's gonna be in the .config auto start, right? Makes sense. Put anything in here and it will be auto start. Use the .desktop. Where is it coming from? Very simple. It's coming from user share applications. You want to have this one booting up every single time, this one booting up every single time. Control C, go back, Control V. That's it. Atom will be launched every single time you boot up, right? So it's as simple as that. But you can do it also here and say, I'm gonna have tests and I'm gonna call it Atom as command and comment and add. Voila. And you've got the same thing. It's called tests, and in there you'll find the reference to Atom. Try to execute Atom. Execute Atom. So it is really up to how you use it. Why is it here? Because of all the tiling window managers, and I think we're above 10, might be, or near 10 of the tiling window managers that you can choose. There is so many desktops here. So that's that. We've changed the little line here since the tool has to become more for anything out there, anything Arch related, of course. Add and or activate the ArcoLinux repositories, right? This is coming from our repository. So if you don't have them, and of course we do have them because this is ArcoLinux, but if that's not the case, right, you have to do something. So here we have the 3. The testing is not interesting, but the rest is interesting. So you go to pacman and you say activate, and it's on. It's in your etc.pacman.conf. That's basically what's happening. And pacman is the same thing, just inside a terminal with nano. Here it is. Don't want to see it, don't want to use it, just put a hashtag in front of it, and hashtag is here. Voila. And you see the colors change. You know it's not going to be used. So that's that. So we need to have the repos. There on ArcoLinux, no issue, but think about it. If you're on EndeavourOS, Garuda, or anything else, right, you need to have the repos there. And then you say, awesome, let's go and let's install awesome and pause. All right. So awesome is installed on a machine. I can show you, but I can also show you with XD. There is awesome. And I can show it in here. .config. Here's awesome, right? So it will just boot up. Fine. And so will all the others. If, and that's a big if the list that's in here does not conflict with all the packages that you've installed. So pacman is pacman, that's our package manager, and when he says no go, it's no go, right? You have to figure out what packages that might conflict that you have installed on your machine, because we don't know what you have on your computer system. What else? Nothing changed here. So there's the resets. We're gonna change that to, well, I'll see, because fixed pacman keys is for anything ArcoLinux related, so we can just leave it and we'll see what we do with the rest. I would like to have my grub available on Garuda, on EndeavourOS, on ALCI, and so on. So that needs to be looked at. LightYM, if it's installed, you'll have lots of choices. If it's not installed, you You can install it and enable it. You know the drill. There is this to SDDM, there is this to LightDM, there is this to LXDM, and there is the to Lie, and I forgot one to GDM, I guess. Huh? So these aliases install the display managers and activate them. The mirrors are all there, and this one is not activated since it's paid. We try to minimize the communication with that one. This is NeoFetch. So NeoFetch is the thing that greets you. Control T. You see all these lines. You don't want to see the memory because people shouldn't know your memory, right? Okay, apply, Control T, and memory is gone. Simple as that. So that's an easy way to not dive in the code, but just select it. This has completely been restyled. That's new, and the idea is, of course, this has to work on anything. ArchLinux, again, ArchLinux, ALCI, EndeavourOS, Garuda, Ariser, ArcoLinux, all of them. And it knows where it is, that's for one. So if you reset pacman, it's gonna be the pacman of ArcoLinux. Where in Garuda, you'll get the pacman from Garuda, etc., etc. Let's stop the communication here. Control F, forgot to shut it down. Voila. And so this is great, and you can rearrange the order. If you take a blank pacman, you actually have nothing anymore. Well, actually this time it's better to do it with Sublime Text, for example. Navigate to the file, not a new file, Eric. Open file in other locations, computer, etc, pacman.conf. Look at all the backups we make, and then all the way down, plain text, Perl, and you know you have some color, right? So blank means it stops here, there is nothing. If you leave it like this, you get this. If you don't add repositories, pacman says no usable packages repository configured. That's what it means to have a blank pacman. If we restart the AT, because there's no reference, it does not auto update, you need to restart it, and you see none of them are there. Now the thinking, the freedom comes up. What do you want? What's the first repo that you want to address? Because if the package exists on 2 repos, the first one wins. Simple as that. So the first one you put in here will win. So if you say, okay, I'm gonna take core is added. I'm gonna take extra is added. I'm gonna take the community repo, fine. I'm gonna take multi-repo, why not? So it's all about choices and freedom. And then maybe let's go for enable Chaotix repo, set always as last repo. I've discussed it with the guys of Chaotix, from Garuda actually, and voila. So the advice is put this one at as last. So voila, it's choices all around. So ArcoLinux is no more, right? Realize what you do. There is no updates coming from ArcoLinux. There is, however, updates coming in from Chaotic, and sometimes they're wrong. In this case, it's a different number. We call it 220402 without this epoch in front. So that's pacman, right? It really doesn't know what's best, what's newest. In the sense, these are actually the same. But you can't tell that, right? So if I say, okay, never mind, reset pacman again, nothing is lost, everything is there again, and you do an update, and you rely on the packages, on the repositories from ArcoLinux again. So that's the drill here. So it knows where it is, and it will get the proper pacman for it again, or you decide to make it yourself, or you add something more, something else, like well, anything. Nothing changed here. So just click and you have some privacy. SDDM, I want to have XFCE by default or awesome. We could do this, right? I want to auto login, it's on, awesome, simplicity, the cursor, and apply. So we'll reboot later on and you'll see I'll put into awesome automatically. Terminals, nothing changed there. We've made sure that this works on Arch, on ALCI and so on. So you can try that out. This is hidden on other but ArcoLinux. This is something that's specific for us. Users, we can use this one to create a user anywhere. And ZSH is not changed. So gradually we'll have a look at all the possibilities. Where can we make some changes so that this becomes an ArcoLinux Tweak Tool? And it doesn't matter where we're on, and that's the topic lately of the videos I've made. It is all ArcoLinux. That's the idea, right? Expand your wings and go and have a look at Endeavor, Rezica, Ruda and others, because basically it's all ArcoLinux. And that will be the fun for me, the challenge for me to learn more about Python GTK and make this more, well, have a wider scope over anything ArcoLinux. All right, an overview of the latest ArcoLinux Tweak Tool. I have to learn to say it. It's no longer the ArcoLinux Tweak Tool, but the ArcoLinux Tweak Tool. Cheers.